And I still wasn't feeling rational. It was still I was still trembling. It was more later when I realized that this was a really awful thing that I did. My name is Ethan Bialick. I am a student at the University of Southern California, and last summer I spent my time in Tel Aviv, Israel. There were 40 of us who went there, 38 Americans and 2 Canadians, and it was essentially a program where we all interned at different companies. For about half the time that I was in Israel, it was very peaceful, and then about half of it was that was when the conflict started. It affected me while I was there because this was actually the first time that rockets were ever able to reach Tel Aviv. And so we experienced the rockets about every other day or so. And essentially the way it would work is when a rocket comes, you first hear a siren. And then what you're supposed to do is you have 90 seconds to get into the bomb shelter. They're usually there in about 30 seconds, and then usually wait about 60 seconds. You try to make small talk with everybody else, trying to pretend you're not nervous. My memories are only of seeing other people reacting. And when other people were reacting okay, then I was reacting okay. And then there's usually the boom. I was walking to work, and there really wasn't anything around. I was in this park. I always knew that it was kind of dangerous to go in this park going towards that way because I know the Israeli government sometimes lets missiles fall in areas where it isn't populated. I heard the siren. I ultimately started running towards any shelter I could find. And so I would say probably 30, 40 seconds into that, I found a porta potty. And so I ran to the porta potty. I just shut myself right into that porta potty, and I locked the door, and I was trembling, so I was like holding one knee, and then I was holding onto the door with the other hand, and the part I'm really ashamed about though is that there were these 2 families, and they were trying to get into this porta potty as well, but I was in this fight or flight mode where I just wasn't really thinking rationally. I just left the door closed and I wouldn't let them in. I don't think I had any thoughts inside except just waiting for the boom. And then you basically, you go out again and live your normal life.